Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, and this is FlossTube number 9. I'm Carla, and the channel is Carla Being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross-stitch, but also crafts and a little bit of this and that. And so welcome. If this is your first time here, then I'm glad you found me. And if you are a returning customer, then I'm so glad to have you back with me. So let's get started. I have a lot of good stuff to talk to you about today. And yeah, let's get started. Today is Sunday, the 25th of August. I'm recording on a Sunday this week because yesterday was our stitching Saturday. The stitching Saturday that I go to in the Southern California Stitchers Facebook group. We tried a spot yesterday. We had been meeting on the fourth Saturday of the month in Brea at a Panera, but last month we decided to try something new because the Panera was like really crowded and we're having a harder and harder time getting like the bigger table, and we just decided that maybe we should try someplace new. And one of the people who goes regularly also goes to this restaurant. It's called Rue de Bigorre's in Fullerton. I think they have 3 other locations, but if you're in California, it's a great restaurant. And the one in Fullerton has this really cool little back room. It's actually kind of like a separate building that you can just request. They don't charge for it there. And if you request it, make reservations for it, then it seats probably about 12 people. It has its own bathroom, and the food is like healthy and good, and we had a great time there. And I think that we might actually try and keep that as a location if we can continue to get that room. The really cool thing about this restaurant is it is right down the street from the nursing home where my mom lives. So I was able to take her in her wheelchair and just walk her over there because it was just like a block. My mom can go out obviously, but I can't physically get her into my car by myself anymore. I used to be able to do that, and I'm not as physically able, and she's a little bit weaker, and you know, last time I tried it, she ended up on the floor. I mean, she didn't get hurt, but it was hard to get her up from being on the ground, and I don't want to take that risk anymore. So when I take her out, I have to take her someplace that's kind of walking distance and a short walking distance, because pushing her wheelchair is really not very easy on my back. So we were really lucky that this particular restaurant, it's actually one of the ones that I take her out to lunch to every so often. So it was really great that she could come, and as I explained to you guys last week, she's interested in trying to learn how to cross stitch. So I brought all the supplies, and so we spent the first part of the day kind of teaching her how to do cross stitch, which is kind of silly for me to say because she knows how to do this. I mean, again, I was more concerned with her actually having the physical ability to manipulate the needle and stuff like that. So she was very able to hold the needle. I mean, it's a big needle, but she was able to hold it. She was able to thread it on her own. She was able to cut the thread herself. So that turned out to be a piece of cake. And then it was just a matter of her, you know, getting used to putting the needle in and out through the cloth. She already knows how to do this stuff, you know. I mean, as soon as she started picking up the needle, it kind of all came back, and she's like, oh, well, I go here and I go here. So yeah, so she knows what she's doing. And she is of course very slow, and she put in probably about 10 to 12 stitches over the course of the couple hours that she was stitching. And you know, we had lunch and stuff, so we did a little bit, we set it aside, we ate, we take it back up. And then her hands started hurting her, so she kind of set it down and just enjoyed the company and the talk, and she had a great time. And so I was really glad that I could share that with her. And if the group chooses to continue to use that restaurant, then it's something that we can do once a month. And I think that she would really enjoy that. And even if she decides she doesn't want to stitch, you know, she can still go to the group and participate and bring her coloring book or whatever other thing she wants to do to occupy her hands. But I have a feeling she's going to enjoy the stitching if she doesn't get frustrated that it's going slow. So we'll see what happens, but she did enjoy it, and I was glad that I could bring her with me, and everybody was so nice, and yeah, she just had a really good time, so that was nice. Anyway, so before I get started on all stuff, I have some really good stuff to show you today, I think. I did want to give a couple shout outs to a couple FlossTubers that I have been communicating with and watching their channel. So I would like to encourage you guys to watch them too. First one is Katie, Crafty Peacock. Her name is Katie. She has 2 floss tubes out so far, and she's been really nice. She's messaged me a lot on Instagram and FlossTube, and she's just great. And I think she's been stitching for a long time, but you know, she just started the floss tube, and she's got some really pretty stuff going. So I encourage you to check her out. And the second shout out that I wanted to give today is to Nicole from, okay, I might say this wrong, but Darvana Lee Design Studios. And Nicole she is just great. They're in Australia, and she actually has a channel that she's had for, I think, over a year. But it was primarily a quilting channel, quilting and craft. And then she and her Beck, who I think works for her in her shop, just started doing cross stitch. So they decided to add into their YouTube lineup, because they put out several videos a week. But they decided to add in a floss tube, and to talk about primarily cross-stitching during those particular episodes. But she is just a sweetheart, and I have to say that I'm not going to use the word enabler, because we use that term, you know, on FlossTube, like, oh, that person enabled me and I bought a chart or I bought something. I would say that Nicole is more an encourager, because I started watching her channel. Of course, I watched the floss tubes, but then I just found her so charming and fun to watch that I started watching some of her other like sewing videos. And I don't think I'm ever gonna like be into quilting, and sewing is not necessarily my favorite thing to do. But she has like a project bag tutorial, which I went out and I got fabric and I got all the supplies, and I'm making project bags next weekend. So it's a 3-day weekend, and I'm going to come out of that weekend with several project bags. So keep your fingers crossed for me on that it'll turn out. But I have to say, I really feel like Nicole is an encourager, because she, you know, I don't know, she's just inspiring me to try some sewing things. And, you know, I love that I have a subscriber from Australia, and that I have a subscriber from Spain, and I have a subscriber from England, and I just love that, you know, it's like, this is an international channel. So, you know, I think that's great. But anyway, so I love Nicole. Go on and check her out. I will link it below, because, yeah, I don't want to spell it out for you. And if you are a quilter, then I'm sure that you would love looking at her stuff, because she's really good. Yeah. And then the other person that I'm shouting out, because they mentioned me in their last video, is Kia B. I think her channel is just Kia B, but she's the one who started the Instagram monthly prompt with the common threaded stitcher tag. And so they were talking about that, and she mentioned, well, you know, one of the days, and she had mentioned what I, you know, kind of had said, which was really, you know, I wasn't expecting that at all, and that was just really made me feel good that I was noticed by the people who started the prompt. So yeah, I don't know if she watches the channel, but she, again, their channel is huge, and she's a quilter. But now is doing, you know, cross stitch and floss tube as well with her husband, Tech Guy in the Hive. Yeah, so they both do it, and, you know, of course, this very talented people and fun to watch. So those are my shout outs for this week. on to finishes. And actually I have a lot of stuff to show you, fully finished stuff, so that's kind of exciting. You've seen some of this stuff before. Again, was inspired, and I pulled out my sewing machine, and I actually made a lot of the little pillowy things that I had been talking about. So this is the first one that I did as a pin cushion. Oops, there we go. And I just made it into a little pillow. I filled it with ground walnut shells. I don't know that I filled it. I guess I did if you were gonna put it flat like this, you know, that it's filled enough. I am hanging it right now on my little organizer thing here. I'll take it over because I sew over there on the table over there. You know, my space is not that big, but I do have this side is like my crafting table, and that side is my kitchen table, which is like a folding card table. But I have my sewing machine on that, and now I just kind of have it out set up because I never eat on that anyway, so you know, I'll keep it as like a sewing studio area. But it was kind of hard to fill them. Well, it wasn't so hard to fill them, but it was hard to fill them leaving a hole that I then had to sew up. So I don't know if I left it maybe a little bit too loose. So that will be something, you know, to work on. Then I completed my It's You I Like that I made for my best friend Tracy. I'm gonna send this to her probably in the next week or so. And I just sewed the seam, and I filled it with a little bit of ground walnut shells for the stability of it, and then lavender buds. So hopefully it smells good. Hope it hasn't, like, the smell hasn't died already, but it does have lavender buds in there, so I think if you squish it a little bit, then it'll get smelly again. And then along the same lines, I made just a little sachet pillow. This is going to be for my friend Lori, and this is filled actually with rosebuds and ground walnut shells. Yeah, and yeah, so same kind of thing. Has a little bit of a very pale lavender sparkly fabric on the back. And you know, I know that they're not perfect. They're, you know, first attempts at doing this kind of little finishing. I think I needed to push out this corner a little bit more. But, you know, live and learn, and, you know, I can't get better until I start. So, I do have to say, though, on this, I'll show you later, I got this really, really wonderful birthday gift from Erin 2 Martini Stitcher, and she sent me an It's You I Like pillow that she made. And once I saw hers, I almost don't want to send this to Tracy anymore because I feel like it looks so amateurish, but I'm going to send it anyway because Tracy loves me and she knows that this was made with all of the good intentions, and when I get better and, you know, and things look nicer, then she'll reap the rewards of that too. So I'm going to swallow my pride, even though it's, you know, it's not it's not that professional looking, and send it anyway because I did make it with love. Okay, and then the last finish that I want to show you, this is, I'm like so proud of it. You guys can see it here. I decided, I know I've been talking about this for a couple weeks, I decided to go ahead and try working on even weave. And I showed you the 2 pieces of Lugana that I bought that were big, but I also got a small piece of Jobelan that showed up. And when I got it, I decided I wanted to go ahead and try working on it. It was a 32 count Jobelan. So I just pulled out this magazine, the Just CrossStitch 2019 Collector's Edition. I did like this magazine. I had said that I got a couple of magazines a couple weeks ago, I guess, and some of them weren't worth it. This one totally is. So I think that when they have the special editions of Halloween and stuff, that I will definitely try and get these because there's just a lot of cute patterns in here. But I found a pattern in there and just used the flosses I had on hand. And okay, I'm going to show you the whole thing on the stand and everything, and then I'll take it apart so you can see the components. So I have this on a stand, the wrought iron plate stand that I got from Kohl's. And this is just, this is a magnet that's just holding this feather on because I don't want to put it on there permanently. So I got this, it was like $3 on sale at Target, I think. And it said on it, it's like this, you know, galvanized metal backing, and then it did have the writing on it. It said something like, my grandchild is a dog, or dog grandchildren welcome here. So it said something about dogs and grandchildren. I was able to remove that with nail polish remover. And I mean, it does look a little bit different. It like changed the finish a little bit, but since I'm going to cover that all the time, it doesn't matter. But I got the words off, so that does work. And then I just painted this with a purple. And then this is my cross stitch that I did on Jobelan. It's called Nevermore. And then I cut it into an oval. I went online and I just looked at free templates for ovals, and you can get templates for like any shape. And this one site that I found to print out the ovals had all different sizes. So I just printed out all the different sizes. I have them in a folder. So I found the right size oval, and then the top is a piece of sticky board with just a thin layer of batting on it, and then I had just a piece of like heavy cardstock or whatever. This was a piece of cardstock that I had, some of the fabric that I bought was wrapped around. And then I just built it up a little bit and put a magnet so it would stick to the frame. And then the ruffle around it, I decided for some of the fabric that I want to use for backing and everything. I went through my closet because I have a ton of clothes, and I have a ton of clothes that I never wear. But I like them, and so I balk at getting rid of stuff when I really like it, but I never wear it. So I realized that, well, you know what? I can repurpose those things that I am never going to wear again, but I like the fabric, and use them for backing fabric for projects, or pillow backs or whatever. This fabric, which is actually this really pretty sheer mesh, and it has like these metallic gold stars. So this was a cute blouse that I wore once, because this blouse was itchy as all get out. The entire night when I was wearing it, it was like all I wanted to do was rip it off. And and I'm like and it had like kind of like high ruffle, so it had elastic here, which was driving me crazy, and it had ruffled wrists, but it just, like, especially up in this area, it was so itchy. So I wore it once, and then I was like, I'm gonna just throw this in the trash. I didn't, because I bought it and I don't want to throw it away. But I mean, I'm looking at it, it's like, I'm never gonna wear that again, because unless I was wearing it over like a turtleneck, which, yeah, I'm not gonna wear that, which would look stupid. Yeah, I was never gonna wear it again. So when I decided I could repurpose some fabric for finishes, that immediately came to mind. So this ruffle is actually, I didn't even have to sew it. I just cut off the wrist cuff. So it was already ruffled, and then I just put it on here and glued it between the two pieces of sticky board and cardboard. So that is my Nevermore finish. I am very happy with it. It's my first, I'm gonna put it where it can be seen a little bit. It is my first like Halloween thing, and because I did it with the magnets a la the Real Housewives, or the Real Housewives of CrossStitch. Yeah, I can take it away, put it away after the season's over, and then put something else in there. And I painted the frame purple because, that would work for spring. It would even work for winter for a lot of stuff, in summer. So yeah, I thought the purple would work, and I had a purple pin already, so there we go. So that is my finishes. Oh, and then I showed you this, guys, this 2 weeks ago, but I hadn't showed you it framed. So this is the last diamond painting that I did. This is just a Dollar Tree frame, and I used some Dollar Tree tapes to kind of edge it, because it's not exactly the right size, but I think it looks good. So there is that. Okay, as far as whips, I only really worked on 2 things this week besides this. This took me, I would say, 3 evenings, because I did all of the basic stitching on one evening, all of the back stitch and beading on the second evening, and I did change the color of the beads. It called for black beads and I didn't have them, but I did have these red ones from my Mill Hill that I'm working on. So I stole a couple red beads, but I think the red looks good with it. And then on the third night I finished it. So that took like 3 of the nights. So the rest of the week I was just working on my red kitten, which is my black cat birthday style project, and then I was working on the Mill Hill project, housewarming gift from my friend Tracy. That one is so close to a finish. I think, well, actually I'm going to work on this today. That's my plan, and I think I will be able to finish it today. If I do, I'm not going to send it until after my next FlossTube so I can show it to you guys. But Tracy, your housewarming gift is going to be to you very, very, very soon. So this is what it looks like. And here I am. So I finished, so basically from here all the way up to here, the whole border's done. Well, actually the whole thing is done. So I have this corner to bead, this stripey area, and then the rest of this, and across here. All of the stitching is done, I believe. So the rest is just finishing the beading. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to get that done today. So I'm really excited about that. That is going to be done. Which is good. I'm glad I'm getting these things done because I have all these plans to start new stuff, of course. And so it's kind of like a process. And I'm finding that I'm not bothered by like the amount of whips I have or anything like that, but I'm working on kind of like 3 or 4 a week and focusing on those 3 or 4. And so I'm getting finishes, and then when I start new stuff, you know, they kind of take focus at first and then, you know, kind of get worked in. I mean, I think it's the way a lot of people work on stuff, but I'm kind of liking that pattern. Thread. Okay, so this is the Nora Corbett Red Kitten. This is my Black Cat birthday style. So this was my August project for my birthday. I'm going to do this every year. I'll pick a different pattern with a different black, you know, a black cat in it somewhere. This is my first one. And last night I finished all of the red. So the dress, well, the dress isn't finished because it has the whisper and the beading and stuff at the bottom. But the big red expanse of skirt is completed. And yeah, I think it looks really well. It looks really nice. The red I'm using is a Needle Neccessities, so ThreadWorx, so you could get that color in ThreadWorx. And it's just the variegation on it is so subtle, but in a big expanse like that, it really shows, and I just think it looks beautiful. And like most things, I mean, in person it looks so much nicer than it does on camera. So I pulled it out yesterday I was working on this at the stitching get together yesterday, and everybody was like, oh, hold that up, and you know, and they were marveling. The fabric is so pretty, and you know, the stitches look really nice with that red. So yeah, so even the people that have watched my FlossTube are like, oh, that is really pretty in person. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. And again, now that I finished the red, the rest of it is gonna go really quick. And I would not be surprised if I'm able to finish this week, or at least very close to this week. So this is gonna be done soon, even though I do have plans to start other stuff. Okay, so let me go through the things that I got this week, purchased and otherwise. And I am this week going to do my first giveaway. Yay! So I'm over 360 subscribers. I would like to get that up even further. If there's anybody that you know that you can suggest they come and watch me, then please do. But for hitting 350, I think it was time to do a giveaway. What I would, well, you know what, we'll do that after I show you guys this stuff. Because I do have a question that I want you guys to help me with, and that will kind of be your like entry into the giveaway. But before that, let's go through, you know, stash haul, whatever. I pulled this out because I just thought this was kind of cool. I went through a little box of like supplies that I had that I guess I've moved from pillar to post in the last 10 years, and I never like opened this. And so when I was looking for stuff for my mom to bring for yesterday, I actually found one of those DMC thread cutters in a package unopened. I found a bunch of like doll needles and stuff like that that I had bought probably 6-7 years ago, that are gonna help with my finishing. And then I found this. It's like the full chart. I mean, there's no supplies or anything, but it's the full chart and picture of a kit, I guess, that my mom at one time had started. So I mean, I would have to get all of the yarns and, you know, the canvas and stuff, but this is a nice picture. This is needlepoint, so it's pretty elaborate. That would take a long time to do, but I still really like it. So it's going into my, you know, my stash folder. Okay, let's see what else did I get. Oh, I had mentioned to you guys about this, that I was going to order a punch needle kit, and it's a kit in that it comes with the chart and the fabric. It doesn't have the floss. I just think this is really pretty, and I'm gonna do it with gosh, I don't know if you can see that. It's purple. My lighting is weird today, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is from Myrtle Grace Motifs on Etsy. So I really like that. I think that was really pretty. What else do I have? Oh, I did order Blackbird Designs, the Yellow Submarine. I have Strawberry Fields as well. And I know that Octopus's Garden is out of print, but I had a saved search on eBay for Octopus's Garden, and it came up this week, and it was being sold for $13. So with free shipping, which is only $1 more than the cost on Etsy of these charts. It's a little bit less expensive on ThreadWorx, but you know, you have to pay shipping, and you have to pay shipping from Etsy as well. So for $13 free shipping, getting Octopus's Garden to go with the Yellow Submarine and the Strawberry Fields Forever is great. So I do want to encourage you guys, if there is something that you're looking for and you can't find it, or it's out of print or whatever, go onto eBay, do a search for it, and then save your search. And then if it comes up, you'll get an email saying that it came up. And of course you don't have to buy it, but it'll come up if it's up for auction or if it's up just for purchase. And yeah, it's a good way to just have it out there that you're looking for something, and with no commitment. So I encourage you to do that. It was funny, I was watching Beautiful Clarity. That's another person I started watching, and she's really good. And she was talking about these exact charts, and she has all of them, I think, except for Octopus's Garden. And so I got the notice like the day after, the morning. It was right after I'd watched her saying that she was looking for that chart. So I did message her, and I don't know if she went on and got it or not, but yeah, I do encourage you guys to do that. I love the beetles. As far as this series, the Octopus's Garden and Yellow Submarine are my favorite ones. The other ones are a little bit too primitive, I guess, for me. I'm not thrilled with them, but I definitely wanted the Octopus's Garden Yellow Submarine. So I have, well, Octopus's Garden is on its way. So that is a little project that I intend to do someday. Oh, I got my Looking Glass fabric, which I don't think that you guys are not seeing it in justice. This is the piece of fabric that I got for the project that I'm going to do for my brother, the Star Trek project. I have plans. I'm going to start that in January, the beginning of January. My brother's birthday is in July, so that will give me like 6.5 months to work on that project and get it done, which I think is a fair time frame to make that a focus piece. So I did get the fabric in for that, so that's all set. You know, I'll have to pull threads and stuff, but yeah, but that's no problem. What else did I get? Oh, this Color and Cotton. On my birthday, I had gone onto the Color and Cotton website at one point just to look around, and they do have like a club thing to sign up, you know, put your name in, whatever. And one of their things is that you get, I guess, a birthday gift, which I forgot about. I didn't even know. All of a sudden I got this email from Color and Cotton saying, you have a $10 gift card, and, you know, no purchase required or whatever. So I went on there and I got 4 threads, and I think I paid, I ended up paying like $1 or $2. I had to pay for the shipping and like an extra $1 for the cost of the threads. But I don't have any Color and Cotton. So I just picked some colors that kind of I thought were pretty on the website, and then I didn't realize when they all came in there. Like, so like sherbet color, and they kind of go together. They would make like a good spring pattern or whatever. So but yeah, I was excited to get those, and that was really that was a fun surprise from Color and Cotton. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I will definitely go on and use that. You know, you say free, I'm not going to turn it away. So that was a fun little surprise. And then I forgot again. It was funny because I got a notice on my email that, you know, your Color and Cotton order has shipped. And I'm like, I didn't order anything from Color and Cotton. And then when I got it, I remembered, oh yeah, I got a birthday gift from them. So that was great. So speaking of birthday gifts, I know I've mentioned her like 1,000 times already. Erin, 2 Martini Stitcher. I think she's my favorite floss tuber. One of my best friends I've never met kind of people. I just love watching her videos. I really do. And she's so talented. And she hasn't been stitching that long. I think she said that she had cross-stitched stockings for her daughters over the last like 18 years or whatever, but she really didn't start stitching until last fall. And she's so good, and like her finishes are just, you know, she says that she's not, but I mean, look at this. She sent me for my birthday, she sent me a really pretty card, just really sweet, and then a cute little chart, you know, cat, pumpkin, the cute stuff. And there's stars on that, so she sent me some buttons that can go onto that chart as well. And then she made this pillow. It's You I Like pillow. And this is why I'm saying that mine looks ridiculous, because hers is like, oh my god, this is so amazing. This little pillow is so cute, really pretty, like purpley fabric. And then she did this, I don't even know what count that is, but it's small and it looks really, really beautiful. And then she made it into a little pocket pillow, and she gave me cute little scissors and a needle minder, which is funny because she has this one, and then when I saw it when she showed hers that she got, I was like, ooh, I want that one. And I got it because she's generous and she sent it to me. So this pillow is just, look at it. I mean, it's so amazing. And it is for me. So I'm really excited. I don't know where exactly I'm going to put this to kind of display it at my little workstation, but I'm really excited about that. And the other thing she sent me, she kind of opened a can of worms with me, I gotta say. She sent me this fabric that is just so beautiful, and I don't even know if you guys are gonna be able to see how pretty this is. It's a 28 count Opal Lugana, so already we know Opal is my jam. And it looks like, I don't know, the forest floor or garden. It's got blues in it and pinks and purples and greens all swirled together. It's just so pretty. That's one of the reasons that I did this, because it's like I want to use this. I have a project in mind, which I'll tell you in just a second. I wanted to make sure that I was, you know, familiar at least a little bit with stitching on an even weave. And so this is my thought that this piece of fabric inspired. Of course, I wanted to find something special to do on this, and it looks like a garden or the forest, so Nora Corbett's fairies came to mind. And then when I was looking at them, what I realized I want to do is I want to make a Nora Corbett fairy or sprite or one of the flower fairies, whatever. I want to make one for, not for as far to give to them, but for myself as a remembrance of them, for all of my really good friends. And I just want to find a fairy that speaks to me about them in some way, whatever the reason is. I mean, you know, that just, I look at it and I'm like, that's a remembrance of Tracy or Lori or Erin. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And Erin's gonna be first because I got this fabric, and the chart I got that I'm going to do is this one. And the colors on this might be a little bit brighter than what this fabric would warrant, so if I need to adjust the colors in this, I will, to make sure it looks good on here. This is called, it is called Bells of Ireland. So that's the flower that's depicted by this fairy. And that just, you know, it's for Erin, who is very Irish and is, you know, is very proud of her Irish heritage. So I thought that the Bells of Ireland fairy would be perfect as a remembrance of her. So this is the one that's going to go on this really pretty fabric. And I'm really excited to start that. So I think that this is going to be something that I'm going to start in October or November. Oh, and then the last couple things that I got, this is the piece of fabric that I used for, this is the Jobelan, and this was just a Silkweaver solo. I believe it's 32 count. I know it's over 28. And then I got this cute little thing for my birthday from actually my brother's mother-in-law. We all went out to lunch, and she gave me this, and when I opened it, I'm like, oh, a scissor fob. And she's like, yeah. And like my brother's like, what? It's a keychain. I'm like, no, it's a scissor fob. And so I got that. Okay, so that's all of my haul. So the last thing that I said I was going to do a little giveaway. And so, of course, please be 18 so I can get your address. Don't say giveaway. Don't say free. Don't say any of that stuff that the trolls will come looking for. But these are the two patterns. These are Raise the Roof, the Catitude patterns. There's Grumpy Cat and Happy Cat. They're really cute little patterns, and they come with the black linen and the backing fabric for both of them. I think they're really cute. I'm never going to stitch them on black linen. I just am not. And I knew that when I bought them, but I thought I could change it out. But they look really cute on this fabric. And I'm sure there's a ton of you out there that wouldn't mind stitching it on black linen. Or you could change it out but these are what I'm giving away. And in order to enter the drawing for next week, just leave a comment below. And what I would like you to leave, oh no, okay, is I've talked several times about this Winnie the Pooh pattern. I'm sorry, it's just black and white, but and I'm doing this. I'm going to start it on the 29th, which is my dad's birthday. And I told the story of why the Winnie the Pooh is significant to me for my dad. And I'm doing it on this fabric, which is kind of like a gray blue with these pink, well, they're clouds now. That's what they're reminding me of. That's what they are now. They are now clouds in the sky for Winnie the Pooh. So the big question is what color should I do the balloon? And I have 3 options to choose from. And I would like you guys to help me decide. So here's the fabric. And these are the 3 options that I've chosen. And I hope you guys can see. These are 3 ThreadWorx Needle Necessities. This one's older, so this is Needle Necessities. So I've got a green and a purple and a really pretty blue. So those are the 3 colors. Okay, I'm moving it around just so I can try and catch the light. Oh, right there. I think that's really good. Okay, so those are my 3 colors for the balloon. There's only 3 colors in this chart. There's the Winnie the Pooh color, black, and then the balloon. So green, purple, or blue? Which should I do? So please leave me a comment. Leave me a comment anyway, but leave me a comment with your opinion on which of these I should do and help me decide. I don't know. I am leaning towards the blue, and then I think that the green's really pretty, but the purple looks really good with the fabric. So I don't know. I don't know. So help me decide on that, you guys. And then I will do a random number generator, or I will try and use the YouTube comment generator thingy if I can figure out how to do that. And I will be giving away these 2 patterns. Okay, so plans coming up for this week. I am planning on finishing the gift from my friend Tracy. I'm planning on finishing the red kitten. I will be starting well, Winnie the Pooh on the 29th, hopefully. And I will be starting my the Long Dog sampler, Long Dog Sal, using Bubble and Froth. And this is Zook Stitch. Carolyn Zook is facilitating this Sal. Oh, there we go. And I'll be starting that on the 30th. So yeah, and then next weekend I'll be doing a FlossTube probably after I started these things to show you. But those are my plans for this week. Oh, and then I'm continuing doing the common threaded stitcher tag on Instagram, which is really great. You guys should join in. And yeah, I think that's it. So we're at 43 minutes right now. Thank you guys for joining me today. I've almost been doing this for 2 months. Next week will be 2 months. Wow, can you believe it? And I'm loving it. So thank you guys all so much. Thank you, FlossTube, for just being such a great community. I hope you guys all have a great Stitchy week. And in the meantime, don't forget to be content, be kind, and be crafty. Bye-bye.